shouldn't we look at, can we appreciate this space? And then could we use this space to fill it with life directly? So that that life can be in that space? Of course, this relationship between building and life sometimes is very direct and easy, and sometimes it's more complex. I show again this Phnom Penh market. Of course, I haven't visited it. These are pictures I took from, I collected. This is a view where the building looks old, dirty, and so on. This is the building now. It has been renovated last year. And of course now it looks really shiny. This is a view inside. What do we see? We see, again, a little bit dirty building, but a fantastic space. And we see the use, the life underneath, which is the market. And what do we see here after the renovation? The same thing. Now, the only difference is that the 70-year-old concrete structure has been renovated, and the space which is formed by this structure is still used as a marker. And the relation between the two is still the same, very strong direct relationship. A second example. This is in Venice, the former rope factory. So here, when we look, it's also, we see, when we look at what is visible, it's mainly structure. The physical stuff is structure. Posts, beams, slabs, things. They are from another time. And of course, this structure also here forms space. And when we look now, these are a few images from using this space in the Biennale exhibition. And we can see here also that the building is there, the space is there, and the life comes into that space, and it's that life itself which is the life, the content. It's not that there is a design which comes between life and the building. And you can see that it can accommodate many different artists or architects' work in there, and this relationship between the two makes the thing very, very attractive. But the situation can also be more complex. And as an example, I show here this building by Le Corbusier in Stuttgart, in Germany. There are two views, only 20 years apart, when it was just built, and another view after the war, when it was in a damaged condition. And still almost 40 years later even, the building was in a really sad condition. You see, this picture is similar to the picture we have seen today before at the Central Market. It seems to be ruined. Now what is interesting is what is behind this. Over time, this building has undergone changes. This is the original floor plan, how the architect had designed the building, and it was built. This here is, after the war, the people who had the responsibility for this building still couldn't accept the design of these many years before, and what they intended to do is to change the building so that it looks like a decent German flat and building should look like. That's how a flat looks like. But somehow they didn't succeed. But later it was renovated and changed into this floor plan here, which is more traditional, more acceptable to the people. But of course, it has nothing to do with the original design. And then finally here is the floor plan as it is now after a renovation. And behind this renovation was a strategy of how to proceed. Now what they decided on the right-hand side, that flat, to reconstruct the flat, which means to make it as it was before, or as close as possible, where on the left-hand side, they kept the changes and renovated the changes, but then what is not shown here is how they used the exhibition design to make these things clear. And now, sorry. It still looks nice, and the use has changed again. It's a museum now. And what we see in the museum, in one part, we see how it was originally meant to be. In another part, we see how it was changed, and we see some exhibits about the history, about the design of the building. So one question also for me is really how to appreciate the building. And I skip now again, just a few more views. If we can look beyond the sorry state of the building's condition, actually it has very, very attractive spaces. And if you look here, there is a structure which forms the space, and the light which comes in makes the space visible and gives it a very specific atmosphere. And this atmosphere was appreciated by photographers in the 60s. And I found 3 different pictures which show all the same subject. Obviously, the photographers were so fascinated by the light coming in from the courtyard through the stair, and it's 3 different. In a very short time, it's the same thing. They appreciate it, and they really must have liked it. Thank you.